Come with me as me and my friends go to Napa Valley for a wind down weekend. I have been wanting to plan a girls' trip to Napa for a very long time. I've been wanting to plan a foodie trip as I am a foodie traveler for a very long time, and I was afraid to do it, but I got over my fears and I planned the trip for me and my friends. So we started off on a Thursday. We flew into San Francisco, and that is about an hour and 20 minutes from Napa. Now, I will tell you, getting a lift from San Francisco Airport to Napa is a little testy because people don't want to drive all the way out there because of the traffic and the lack of money they get. The hotel we chose to stay in was the River Terrace Inn. I will do a separate video on my hotel review, but this hotel was stunning. The first night we decided just to stay in at the property and we ate dinner downstairs in the restaurant. The next day, me and two of my friends who came early with me decided to explore Napa until the other girls got there. And we did go to Model Bakery, which apparently is the home of Oprah's favorite English muffins. And so I had to try it. And when I say the muffins were amazing, like light and airy. I've never had an English muffin that was light and airy and not dense. This is Oxborough Market. This is one of the places they say you should go in Napa, and I must say it was pretty cool. It's like a food market almost in a grocery store mixed with a bunch of different restaurants and bars in the inside. So if you're in Napa, definitely check out Oxbow Market. While we were downtown, we did see Wine Girl, and I did see Wine Girls on a couple of other reviews on YouTube, so we decided to stop in. And I'm going to say 2 out of 10. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. It was a waste of money, and honestly, the wine wasn't really good, and the food options were lackluster, and I paid about $50 for a charcuterie board and one drink. Yeah, skip Wine Girl. So once the other girls arrived, we decided to go Wilford Lounge for dinner that night. And it's because they have an extensive drink menu and some unique foods.
Have y'all stepped to those fried rangoons?
Why taste like a corn dog?
No, we also what's that?
I have no clue why I wanted to try Spam. I have not had Spam since I was a kid, so I tried it and it was terrible. That night we went back, chilled, and got ready for the next day. We did use Apex Transportation for our private driver service, and we had them for 12 hours that day. We did breakfast, which is by appointment only at Gentleman Farmers Winery. This is a unique experience in Napa Valley, a very new experience in Napa Valley, and it is a husband duo. They have their own winery, but on top of that, they do these private breakfast, lunch, and dinner options where they make everything for you. You get to watch them cook all of these specialty meals for you. And then at the end, they serenade you. So it was a very cool experience. Some unique dishes, like I never had basil sugar before. We had pierogies, we had Canadian bacon and regular bacon, we had different types of pastries, and the wine was whining because they kept filling the cups up. You bring it?
I bring you Chardonnay. This is the 2020 Chardonnay.
A must stop on your Napa journey is the Castle. I will not be butchering this name, but it is also known as the Castle, which was built in the 90s. Surprisingly, I thought this castle was much older than this, but it is actually not. It was built in the 90s, and a lot of the materials and decor came from different countries in Europe. This was definitely an experience. We did the full tour and wine tasting at the end, so we were able to go down into like the torture chamber and all of that, and then have the wine tasting in the members only lounge. So definitely choose that option. Our guide was really good, very knowledgeable, and they are known for their sweet wines, which, thank you, finally somebody is known for their sweet wines, and it was really good. One thing I liked about having a private driver is they know all the good places to go, and so he suggested Oakville Grocery, which is a famous grocery store here They are known for their different sandwiches and pizzas and pastries as well. So we stopped here, got lunch, which we needed it after all the wine we had just drunk. Our last wine stop for the day was the Brown Estate. And one thing I can say, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but everywhere we went, everybody kept asking us, "Are you guys going to the Brown Estate?" And I wanted to say, "Is it because I'm black?" I mean, every single place we went asked us if we were going to the Brown Estate. And of course, we're going to the Brown Estate. It is the black-owned winery in Napa. So yes, it is on my list, but I don't want to be asked every time I walk into a store. I mean, boutique stores and everything. Everybody's asking. But you cannot skip the Brown Estate if you're going to Napa, because it is really cool to see. I do wish the actual winery itself was open, but it wasn't. So only the tasting room is open, and we did the lecture and learn tasting, which is where they actually go through all of their wines and teach you about their wines and give you the history of Brown Estate. So after dinner, we headed back. I relaxed, did my face mask, and got ready for the next day, which is the Napa Wine Train. If you decide to do the wine train, understand there are multiple experiences available for this wine train, and each card is going to be different depending on that experience. We decided to do the gourmet lunch and wine stop, which means we stopped at a winery. We got off the train while everybody else stayed on the train and went up to the mountain and came back. One thing to also note is the wine train doesn't come with wine. That's an extra cost. You do get a complimentary splash of champagne if you do the gourmet lunch and wine stop, but you do get to taste all of the wines at the winery. But on the train, no.
Yountville, California, established in 1884.
I will say that if you do decide to do the 7-course option, that does come with wine, but the gourmet lunch and wine stop does not.
In the Richardson stables, we are actually going to notice 2 horses, Rocky and Pearl. Some quick fun facts of Rocky and Pearl: they're actually married horses, and second, they are actually also rescue horses from a couple of fires we did actually have a couple of years ago in Singalena and Napa. I did also very quickly want to mention that Nickel and Nickel Winery is actually partnered with Farniente Winery. They're actually a family-owned winery, which actually also carries some really good Chardonnay and Cabernet.
I decided on the short rib, which came over some mashed potatoes and some roasted carrots, and it was really, really good. Very tender, savory. They did their thing on that short rib. They did their thing on that short rib. After we ate lunch, we stopped at the winery.
Has anyone heard of this winery or had a wine before? Okay. Obviously here today, learn about that. Okay. This winery has been here since 1977. Okay. Predominantly known for Chardonnay in this house. But a couple facts for you guys. We have the oldest winemaker in Napa.
The winery stop was cool, but what I will say is it seems that it is rushed because you're trying to complete a wine tour and show the grounds of the winery as well as the tasting before the train gets back. So everything just seemed a little rushed from the time we got off the train to the time we got back on the train, which I believe was maybe 30 minutes. So when we enter back on the train, we actually enter in on the side where they do the afternoon tea, which looks totally different from the cart that we were in. I did decide on a sorbet as my dessert option, and we had dessert, and then we got back to the station. After that, we went to Chateau Buena Vista for our last tasting. If champagne is your thing, you definitely want to check out Chateau Buena Vista. They are known for their champagnes, their chocolates, and their caviar. We did do a chocolate and champagne tasting, and one of my friends did a chocolate and red wine tasting. And they do have the person that does the chocolates come up and suggest certain chocolates for the wines that you are tasting. And peanut butter jelly chocolate, top tier. I know it don't sound good, but OMG. So good. So good. And it's a heavy pour here, so you are gonna leave a little tipsy. And as you can see, we are laughing because at this point it was time to go. It was time to go. I think we all ended up with about 4 or 5 glasses of champagne at the end, and we felt it. We felt it.
We gotta go. We have overstayed our welcome.
I am so glad that I was able to plan this wind down weekend, this foodie adventure for me and my friends. I definitely plan to plan another one in another state, city, or country. Who knows? But Napa is definitely a place you should go. Vacation, solocation, friendcation, whatever you want to call it. Definitely check out Napa. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.